Hey Sagittarius, what's up? The energy that we are starting off with is one where it looks like there's maybe some job that you're doing and you can feel like you have a lot on your hands with this. Maybe it's like something that you're working on. Like it can be actual work stuff, or it can just be something going on right now that's kind of like intense within your life where a lot of your life force and your energy can be going to that currently. We have Hermit and we have King of Swords. This is going to be thinking where there can be like problem solving that's involved. King of Swords is an energy where we want to see things as clearly as possible. And we have an agenda for that like once I understand this fully, or once I connect those dots, I intend to do something about that. And with Hermit, you can be like going over maybe some details of something here. King of Swords is then how you're going to channel that energy when you're going to do something with this. So think now and then you're going to act later on this. You can even be standing strongly or firmly within this. Okay. This is one of those times where you go through a process. You can be doing so independently. This can also just feel very private to you. Because we have King of Swords in between Hermit and High Priestess, which can indicate that you have no issue expressing yourself when need be, but you can see this as being a private matter that you want to kind of handle internally. So because of that, it can be like only on a need to know basis would another person be involved in this. This is feeling too like you have no issue working alone either. Like independent work is not a problem for you. Okay, this is a plan that's developing. Maybe you got to a spot where you're feeling possibly stuck a little bit. Not sure what to do moving forward yet. I think that this is gonna end up being clarified though. Maybe you're having a hard time trusting yourself. Like Hermit can actually be stuff that you end up, stuff that's brought to light for you, but having Eight of Swords and then having High Priestess can be where you have trouble trusting yourself. It's one of those times where it's like you get information and you're like, that can't be true, but it is true, but you're gonna have to trust that that's true. It can be something like that. So you can be picking up on something, or you can have found information, could have discovered something may have surfaced, and you can be questioning it. So even though the integrity of this can be like totally legitimate, like this can be very true, whatever this is that you found, there can be a part of you that questions that. It's like when you intuitively know something and you're like, that can't be right, and it ends up being like totally on point. So then you can feel like, am I really gonna let myself act on that? You're gonna have to follow through with this. You can feel vocally shut down here. Maybe you're having some stuff go on with your throat chakra, but this would not be normal for you. It can just be in this particular circumstance. What that also means is that you can be like trying to problem solve here, and maybe it doesn't feel like a quick and easy solution. I only think that this is coming from you not trusting yourself, because this feels like things are actually pretty simple, but you can be like, is that for real? It's that. And because of that questioning, that can be actually what's complicating things here. I'm seeing a blue jay. I'm going to move some things around just to get more details about this. I see you being shown as a very independent thinker, having King of Wands and having Nine of Pentacles here. It's like something that you don't want to give up on, taking the time to really look into this right now, but I want to know what the issue with this is. I'm definitely seeing a block or a barrier, but it feels internal to me. This doesn't feel external. It's like something that needs to be carried out. You have to believe that you can carry this out. But I wonder if you look at this and you're like, this is a problem, and then maybe don't believe in your ability to figure it out. Like maybe I get that with Hermit, 5 of Wands and 8 of Swords, I get a feeling of being thrown off. Where this doesn't feel like you look at something and you're like, easy, quick solution. You look at something and you're like, this is a problem. And instead of being like, just like getting in the middle of it and figuring it out, I feel like you shut down instead, having that 8 of Swords, like having it push out to that. I think this is something that you're like well able to do, but there can be this part of you that is maybe having trouble like finding maybe that part of yourself. I think that you don't feel support. You don't feel the support that you want to have moving through this. This is more of a mental thing. Because this feels like more moral support you would need. I don't see I see it be that specific type of support where you're like, if I just had some encouragement, this would be a lot easier. But because of not having that, it can be somewhere where you feel like you kind of can't do this. Like I see feeling emotionally alone in a vulnerable time when you're dealing with something that requires problem solving and energy and an attitude of addressing. Maybe there's this part of you too that's starting to feel hopeless. But I think that this can be, like, I'm going through this thing, it's feeling difficult for me, and I don't really feel like I have the support that I need, or like I wish that the circumstances surrounding this event were different, and I'm required to not give up on this, but I'm having a really hard time staying aligned with that mentality. You can feel maybe like you're mentally faltering, and you can feel like you're starting to lose hope with that King of Swords and 5 of Pentacles. And 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords feels like I don't know if I can do this. Feel like you need to reconnect, and that it's reconnect with yourself that's going to help you. Because there's something here about like not giving up on what you've set out to do. It's like this was my plan, but now there are problems with my plan, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But this feels like if you keep pushing through, it's going to end up working. But now can be that time when it's like, are you going to give up? Are you going to back off because you maybe feel intimidated by this? Or are you going to push the rest of the way through? But maybe you're sizing this up and for some reason it feels improbable. But the thing is that I feel like this has to do specifically with you feeling like you don't have the support that you want for this. And I think that's a morale type of thing. I don't think that it's like a different type of support that you'd be needing. Because like, is it worth it for me to keep trying? You may have to interface with yourself here about this. It's like you have to have a conversation with your intuition and check in about this overall, which can be part of the process that you're moving through. Let's pull more cards on this. We're going to use a different deck to clarify the pairs that I have here. This looks like things are going to be okay. Okay, we have Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck over here. So this thing you can feel doubtful over, but then you see that if you keep sticking with this, that you're going to come through on the other side. I'm definitely seeing that happen. I'm seeing Six of Wands and I'm seeing, okay, the light just went off. Check what time that was when the light went off, because that can give you more information as to the reading. So I'm seeing Eight of Swords, I'm seeing Five of Pentacles, which is ultimately where you can feel stuck within this scenario, but having Temperance feels like things are going to work out. So as much as you can be looking at this and being like, I don't know how this is going to work, and like kind of stressing out about it, Temperance there feels like you need to keep participating because things are going to work themselves out. So don't drop out of this situation. Having Two of Wands, having Page of Cups, having Page of Pentacles. Wonder if this is just like you can feel inexperienced within the energy that can kind of be throwing you off. Like you can feel fresh within the energy that can kind of be throwing you off. Something about this can feel relatively new that can kind of be throwing you off. So it can be a point when you know that you're at a crossroads and you can be stressing about that. But I don't know, I just like having that Temperance here. I don't really think that this is a big thing that you need to be worried about. It feels like as long as you keep showing up and you keep participating, that you're gonna see things arrive. But right now you can definitely feel like overly doubtful about this. I think that this comes from you just not trusting. It's like your intuition told you something and now you can be facing some problems and you're like, did I really get good information? And it's like, yeah, but it feels like you can be questioning that now at this point. It's like fighting for something to come together, like a joining of forces. Some of you are going through a trial or like a trial period. Yeah, overall, you can be feeling tired of thinking about this. Like maybe you feel exhausted over trying to analyze this. Seeing Virgo here, you can feel exhausted over trying to analyze things. Like, I don't even want to use my brain for this anymore. Like maybe you feel like it's just taken up too much energy. Caught up in some sticky situation. I feel like this new chapter that you're going into is one where It can be about like the foundation of clarity of thinking, like clarity of the mind. But what I was also seeing is that High Priestess was going in with the devil, and this is something that can hijack you emotionally and spiritually, energetically, intuitively, and really mess with the signal. So you're like on the walkie-talkie with your higher self, and it feels like the station gets hijacked. So there's something that you're caught up in right now that can feel like it's really difficult to get a clear signal with that part of yourself. And you can even be knowing that too. Like, I feel like I'm not getting clarity with myself here on this. Things are going to be resolved. You see this question of how much do you trust yourself? Okay. This process, you could have had this feeling. You could have this feeling right now. Like, this can be kind of where we're ending with things, that you don't know if like the right thing is going to be done, or if like something is going to go in your favor. I get it kind of like that is what this is looking like. This can even be like if justice is really going to be served, like is that on my side? This can even be something legally for some of you, or it can be some like internal affair type of thing. And there can be like worries and concerns specifically having to do with that, where maybe you feel like you should be having some support right now that you don't feel like you have. Yeah, it's this thing again, like I don't know if things are going to go in my favor. Some of you, this can be feeling like really disruptive to you right now, because I'm seeing it hit you in some like core area of your life. And you can be hoping that the right order of things ends up like supporting you, but there can be this feeling of like, I don't know if that's really gonna happen. Like, this can even be something that's being determined. Like, there can be something about like court or law, even if it's energetically, where it's like, well, which way is this gonna go? Like, what's the conclusion gonna be? What's that final statement going to be? And you can just feel stressed because you're in that space where that hasn't happened yet. It's like the verdict, it hasn't been called yet, so you don't know technically what's going to happen with this. But I was seeing 6 of Wands. This looks like things are going to end up going in your favor, and that life continues beyond that point. So yeah. All right. Yeah, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.